How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, Bill here from UFO Files, and I hope you're doing well, in this really crazy times. I hope we're all having an awesome morning, evening, whenever you're watching the video. I hope you're all safe, at least anyway. I just want you to update you on the channel and what's been going on and basically where the hell I've been, to be honest. And I want just to start off with something that I love doing YouTube. UFO Files is is one of my channels that I run. The other ones have been quite barren too, so don't worry. But I truly love doing UFO Files. It's initially started off as an idea that became more and more of a passion the more I did it, and it was by no means, the journey is not over, and it's still continuing. I love doing it. Do you know how many awesome comments I've had from you, just people being like watching the videos, and everyone's got a 2 cent to say and everything, and I've had some negative comments too, but I've always replied to them. Like, I've done my best to, at least anyway. And if there's something that's happened in a video that I failed to address, I'll always address it in the comments. Or if something's happened, I'll always, like, say as an example, you leave a negative comment, I'll always want to be responding to a community, because without you, basically, I'm nobody, and it's amazing how, I guess at the time I was uploading, because successful the channel was doing. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but every other video we was doing, we would always say make sure to subscribe and like and stuff at the start of the video with a subscriber update goal. And when it grew massively, it was it was the most fun I've had in a long time. I would look forward to waking up every morning, reading new comments, or maybe have people message me on Facebook. It was just awesome. Reading emails, it was just, oh my god, I loved it so much. And it's just, I didn't get burnt out, if that's what people expect me to say in this video, and it's far from the truth. I'm not. I want you to understand from where I'm coming from. This year, and I guess at the start of last year, was the most difficult time I've ever had, and it's just been so rough. Like, not in terms of like physically, but emotionally for me. For those that don't understand what's going on, I moved up to Scotland around November time, around November the 20th, and roughly about a week later, I got the most horrible phone call I've ever had in my life. My father, who was an ill man anyway, really ill he was, he drank a lot, and it caught up with him pretty much, and yeah, he had his pancreas removed, because he was throwing up bile, which is basically the substance that's in your stomach that helps you digest food. And he had one of those bands, I don't know what they call it, on your stomach, basically, so he wasn't eating as much. And on the 31st of November, basically, he gave way. Basically, his heart gave in, and my sister was able to resuscitate him, where he got it's really difficult to talk about this without crying, man. She brought him round, but they took him to ICU, which is basically intensive care unit. And from what the doctor told me from when I arrived, obviously in Scotland to where initially West Yorkshire, it was about an 8 to 12 hour train journey, and I didn't arrive until like 12 o'clock midnight on the 1st of December, basically. And basically, obviously, when I got there, the doctor informed me that my father had he had a cardiac arrest. Basically, his heart stopped beating. Obviously, my sister gave him CPR, but he was in a his body was basically failing. It's really difficult to talk about without crying, man. And he passed away at 3 o'clock that morning, and on the train down, I was talking to my partner, and I was basically like, before I left to go to see him, well, to go see before I left to go see him at the hospital, I was telling my family, like call me every hour with an update. If he takes a turn for the worst, resuscitate him, like do something, don't let him go. I want to see him before he goes. And I arrived at like about 12, I think it was noon, about 12 midnight, should I say. And yeah, like I don't have a photo of him. I'll post the last photo I have of my dad on my screen, which got sent to me, and by my sister. And around, you know, when I saw him, it really destroyed me. You know, I pray no one goes through my pain. Obviously, I'm aware it's a cycle of life, but it's like to see someone that's fallen from what they used to be, and especially in the close family. Like my father did. Like, he wasn't really a strong man or anything. You know, I learned a lot from him. You know, and I was I don't know, I consider myself to be an idiot, to be honest. You know, there's so much more I think he could have taught me, which is probably true. He could have taught me a lot. You know, I found out after his passing that you know, he played guitar among other things. So yeah, he was a very somewhat wise gentleman, he was. But I just anyway, back to the story. I'm sorry, I'll keep going off topic. I'm really sorry. This video's going to be like an hour long if I keep talking. But around 2:30, you know, obviously my family and me were sat around, you know, my father's bed. Obviously, in between of me leaving Scotland to go to West Yorkshire, you know, multiple family members turned up. You know, his brothers. He hasn't got any sisters, and his parents obviously has already passed away. But my mum was there. You know, multiple family members were around him. And obviously, when I arrived, it was just my two sisters, myself, my mum, and my partner. And basically, as I opened the curtain, I just basically said to everybody, "Can I have some time alone? Like, please leave me alone with my father." And so it's basically just me and my partner, and you know, I was it was I guess the only way I could say it to you is in a coma, but brain dead, so to speak. You know, like his you know, my mum had some blankets over him, and I think my sister had some like coats on his legs and stuff. Obviously during the time he was in his, I guess, his he was what's it called, a comatose. I don't know the name. I'm sorry, I can't think properly. I've been like this since it happened. And my mum had the nurse gave us basically like a cup of tea and stuff, and some beverages, and she asked like my mother what my dad used to like you know, to drink. Mum was like, he likes a cup of tea, but obviously you can't have it. I couldn't have that. So they gave him like, you know, fresh orange juice, but like the others like I don't know what you even call them, like sponges, I guess you could say. And then my mum, or obviously the nurse too, would like dip like a sponge on his lips, so he could like what's the word, like they would not nourish him, but you know, like when you talk for ages, or if you don't like speak for ages, your lips are very dry, like chapped lips basically. My mum would do that, and he was like, you know, moving his lips and stuff. But you know, my sister and me said like basically the lights was on, but no one was on. And around 3, half 3, like I said, 2:30 I left. And you know, I got some fresh air and stuff, and I was just outside basically just trying to gather my thoughts, I guess you could say. And you know, about 3 o'clock I think it was, the nurse came steaming out, and she told me he was passing away. So obviously I ran, nearly pulled the door off when I went, opened, you know, the ICU door, ran past, and you know, there was all around him. You know, the nurse was there, I believe the 2 nurses, my family was there, and obviously like you know, I could see his, like, during the course, by the way, his breathing was slowing down, and I spoke about it adamantly. And yeah, basically, it took his last breath. I don't know the exact time, maybe like 3:05, 3:07, and just recently before that, I passed my first aid. So obviously with that, I don't know what they call it. I know in the military, I was in the armed forces for a considerable amount of time, so it's basically a flight or fight response. That's something I can kind of compare this to. And I'm really sorry if this video is really long, by the way. It's I'll do my best to edit it down, but I want you to understand, you know, where I'm coming from with this. It's a flight or fight response, and kicked in, and I'm basically, the nurse said to me, don't attempt to revive my father, which is basically trying to say, you know, like, don't attempt to basically, you're a doctor. I'm aware of his circumstances. I'm aware, you know, what's going on, but I also think my dad would still want me to try my best. Like if I stood there just accepted what was happening, you know, I think I'd be more of a mess than I am today. And basically I attempted CPR. I gave him chest compressions, which worked to some degree. After about a minute, I think it was in, he took his last breath and it hit probably like the side of my cheek. So around 308, 309, he passed away. And it's difficult. You know, my life changed on that day, the 1st of December. And I think it was around like the 10th of December, maybe the 20th of December. My father got cremated at Schoolmore Cemetery in Bradford, if you know where that is. Probably a lot of you probably don't know, but I'm sure you can Google it, you little whiz kids. And obviously, I posted I'll take a screenshot on my phone and post the speech that I read at his funeral. But yeah, like ever since basically the 20th, I've been doing my best to kind of like put this at the back of my head and move forward. You know, like try to put my life back together, but I can't. You know, I really, really, really can't. It feels like I'm in a loop. You know, every time I close my eyes, I'm basically like when I'm not doing anything, it's the only thing I think about. You know, I think about that night like I could describe you the wallpaper, what it looked like, the clothes he was wearing, you know, the whole damn 9 yards. I can tell you what exactly was going on in that room to this very day, because it's that still fresh in my memory. And I understand pain eases with time, and you can't live in that moment, you have to move on. But I have tried so much to move on, and I can't. And that's basically where I am with YouTube. Like, I want to continue doing YouTube, I want to make videos, but it's just, I can't, man. You know, like I have footage, I have emails I haven't responded to, I have messages that I've just ignored. I'm just stuck in this loop where I'm like, I don't know what to do. You know, like I really do love you guys. You know, like I love reading the messages, as I said already, and I truly love doing YouTube. You know, each video that I made was a learning curve. You know, I never knew how to zoom in on my videos. So instead, if you go back to my older videos, I used to say like I'll circle something on the screen, but I never used to know how to do that. And you know what I used to do before, when I would say that during the recording phase, which is basically the scripted phase. Obviously, this is unscripted. But like I would basically like just Google or look on YouTube, like how do I put like a transparent circle on the screen, and then I'd like import that and do that. And like I recently found out how to, like, if you notice in my last say 4 or 5 videos, a lot of zooming goes on. So I've just found out how to do that. You know, I've learned how to do contrast on my editing software and stuff, because I want it to my videos to be improved. I want it to be improve my videos basically, and yeah. So I don't know. It feels weird talking about this to you guys, because a lot of you probably like. Hopefully, a lot of you can understand, and like, I don't want you to think that the channel's dead, because by no means I'm struggling. Yes, I am, and it's difficult. It's been 7 months and I'm still struggling. You know, I am. It's been 7 months and I'm still struggling. But I want you to know, like, as a viewer, as a friend, I'm just one guy that, just an idiot to be honest, that makes videos. But I'm doing my best, and the videos will return. You know, I want to be more, what's it called, more open maybe with you guys. I don't want to see myself just basically like pushing you guys away, because at the end of the day, you know, you was watching my videos, and you know, if you look at the size of the channel, I think at the time it was like 390. We were so close to 400 subscribers, but obviously due to the upload, I haven't uploaded. No else people some subscribing stuff, but like without you watching the videos, we wouldn't have grown as far as we did. I think during the time me and Misha was co-hosting the channel, we grew to like we was getting like maybe above 10 plus subs a day. Not to mention the videos were hitting, like the 2-3 videos we made back to back hit 2,000 something viewers. It was insane. I was looking at the numbers, I was like, what even in the hell are you guys doing, man? You know, you guys were sharing the videos. I think one video had like 94 shares. It was insane. It was like, you know, like I took a step back and I was like, wow, you know, like, because you know, when you this is gonna sound weird, but Do you know when you make a video for YouTube, like you don't expect it to get I mean, unless you like PewDiePie or someone massive, dude. You know, you don't expect to get 1,000 views. I mean, I make a video and like my aim is this truth. Like with each video that I make for YouTube, probably this won't do well. But like UFO stuff anyway. Like for UFO Files, each video I want to see at least 200 views, and that's just personally, just like, you know, I feel like we have a great community, you know, with the YouTube, and I think we can hit 100 views. And 100 views I'll be happy with. Obviously, anything more than that is a bonus. You know, if I get a few comments and likes, amazing, sweet. I get to talk to you guys in chat and have fun with you. You know, we get to, you know, speak about the video and, you know, talk about what's been going on. Hell, we can talk about SpaceX too, you know, that stuff. A lot of awesome stuff. But, like, I took a step back and I was like, what even the hell, dude? You know, it's just one of those things that was like, wow. And when you see numbers like that, like, obviously, I don't monetize anything on my channel. You know, I started me on, what's it called, shop, where you can buy t-shirts and stuff, but I don't think no one's been ordering anything, so, you know, I haven't even like been promoting it or anything. You know, like big YouTubers like, oh, buy my merch, etc. You know, it's, if you want to buy it, you know, it's cool, don't worry. If you're not, you know, not had feelings. But anyway, if this video does come to YouTube, hopefully it does. This has been really a tough video to make. It really has, and it's been actually quite a long one actually, so you know, hopefully I've edited it down from the 45 minutes I've been talking, just ranting on about my life and my father, I guess. But yeah, like I just want you to know how much, you know, I guess in a way, how much you mean to me as a community, as a fan base. You know, like you've made my life so much better these last few months, and you have made it a lot better. You know, I know like other YouTube channels say, oh, thank you for the subscriber and all this, but you know, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you to every single one of you that have followed, subscribed, shared, left comments. It does mean the world to me. I will be back very, very shortly.